Here we have a microwave that stopped working when I tried to heat up some food. So what happened was I pressed the start button, there was a brief surge of power, and then the microwave died. So as you can see, the microwave is plugged in, but the screen does not light up. And when you open the microwave, the light does not come on. So what I believe has happened is that the microwave died because the run capacitor is no longer any good. The reason I believe the run capacitor is the problem is because right before the microwave died, there was that brief surge of power. The good news is that the run capacitor can be replaced. In addition to the run capacitor, the microwave fuse will also need to be replaced. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to unplug the microwave. It's very important to unplug the microwave if you're going to open it up and try to fix it. So I unplugged the microwave and I removed the outer cover. It's made out of metal, and here's another view of it. To do that, I had to remove 9 external Phillips head screws. You're supposed to make sure that the capacitor is fully discharged so that you don't get electrocuted. And the way you make sure that the capacitor is fully discharged is by touching the 2 terminals with 2 metal pieces, like the ends of these needle nose pliers. Make sure that the handles are insulated, like these pliers, and that you do not touch any of the metal when you're discharging the capacitor. That's the capacitor, the thing with the red wires coming out of it. It's on the bottom, in the back, under the fan, at least in this microwave. So now I'm making sure that the capacitor is fully discharged. Keep your face far away from the capacitor when you're trying to discharge it. To remove the capacitor on this microwave, you're going to have to remove this screw on the back, and then those 2 black tabs will come up. To get the capacitor out on this microwave, you're going to have to remove this bracket. This bracket is holding the capacitor onto the plastic piece. There's a screw on the bottom where my finger is pointing that has to be removed in order to get the bracket off. In order to remove the screw that holds the bracket, that holds the capacitor, this plastic piece is going to have to be partially removed. In order to remove the black plastic piece, you're going to have to loosen this screw up on the top. And then once that screw is loosened, those 2 plastic tabs on the top will slide. Here you can see that the black plastic piece has been partially pulled out. And now it will be easier to get to the screw that holds the bracket that holds the capacitor. That was the only way I could get the screwdriver into the screw in order to loosen it. So I put a piece of tape on the wire that goes to the left terminal of the capacitor. It looks like a 7, that's because the L is upside down, and that's the left side of the capacitor when the capacitor is facing up. So that way I know later on which wire goes where. So there's 2 going to the right and 1 wire going to the left terminal. Here's the old capacitor. I labeled the left terminal and the right terminal. I labeled my wires. That one goes to the left terminal, that one goes to the right terminal, and this one goes to the right side of the right terminal. And here is how the capacitor was labeled. It's an HV capacitor. Looks like 2100 WVAC. and 0.95 microfarads. So this piece is called a diode. And this is the piece that I took off of the center prong of the right terminal. You could see how it's labeled. And the screw for the bracket that held the capacitor in place went through that ring. Here's the new capacitor that I ordered. It's a little bit shorter than the original. I hope it works. I am now going to install the new capacitor. I'm going to start by connecting the diode to the center prong of the right terminal. And then I'm going to connect the red wires according to how I labeled them. And then I'm going to connect the capacitor to the black plastic piece using the bracket and the screw. Remember to put the screw through the ring of the diode. The microwave fuse is located in the upper right hand corner on the top. I'm going to carefully pop that out of there with the help of a flathead screwdriver. Here it is without the fuse. On one end, the fuse is labeled with the volts and the amps. For this microwave, it's 125 volts and 20 amps. Those numbers could be different for different microwaves. Here's the replacement fuse. I got it in Lowe's. Notice on the bottom it says 20 amps, and on the back it says 125 volts. As you can see, I installed the new fuse. So the microwave has been reassembled with the new capacitor installed. As you can see, the display works. And when you pop it open, the light comes on inside. And when you go to turn it on, it works.